The detailed Play It Today breakdown is linked in the description on theircheck.com. For Double Dribble, the useful answer is blunt. This is an important old basketball game, but it is hard to recommend for most players today. The reason is not complicated. Double Dribble matters because it helped define what early console basketball looked and felt like for a lot of players, especially through the NES version. It is a clean, direct, 5-on-5 sports game with a simple appeal. Pick a team, set the game length and difficulty, and play basketball in that mid-80s Konami style. There is value in that if you are looking for a sports game artifact, but that is the key word, artifact. For a casual retro-curious player, Double Dribble is not the best use of your time. The legal access picture is awkward, the most familiar home version is not the arcade original, and the actual game is limited in a way that modern players will feel quickly. 4 teams. Old sports game flow, readability, and rhythm that makes sense for the period, but do not exactly roll out a red carpet in 2026. So who should play it? Existing owners, NES sports game enthusiasts, and people who specifically want to understand Konami's early basketball design. Who should skip it? Almost everyone looking for a good basketball game to start tonight, and that is the core recommendation. Double Dribble is historically relevant, but not a strong modern starting point. Now, the legal access. For a normal new buyer, there is no good mainstream legal option clearly available. The old Wii Virtual Console release existed, and that version was the NES game, but the Wii Shop Channel is closed to new purchases. If you bought it back then, you may still be able to use your own Wii setup and re-download previous purchases for now, but that is not a practical route for someone starting fresh. The arcade original is the purest answer because that is where Double Dribble started, but again, that pushes you into legitimate arcade access, original hardware, or other enthusiast territory. That may be valid for the right player, but it is not a clean recommendation for a normal viewer. The current Nintendo Classic service route is also not something to assume here. Double Dribble was not found in the Nintendo Switch Online NES. Included games list checked for the dossier, so do not treat it as a standard subscription pick unless your local service listing says otherwise. That leaves us with an uncomfortable recommendation. No good legal mainstream option for most people. So what is the best version? For most people, there is no version I can cleanly recommend buying today. If you already own the Wii Virtual Console release, that is probably your lowest friction legal path. If you are a purist with legitimate access, the arcade original is the historically cleanest version. If you are interested in the version many players actually remember, the NES version is the key one. But these are not equally useful answers. The NES version is the practical memory of Double Dribble. It is the version that got the old Wii Virtual Console release, and it is the one most home console players are likely to associate with the name. It offers 5-on-5 basketball, 4 teams, adjustable game length, adjustable difficulty, and 1 or 2 player play according to Nintendo's old listing. That makes it the version to understand if you are looking at Double Dribble as a home console sports game, but it also sacrifices the clean historical line to the arcade original. And because the Wii version is no longer a normal new purchase path, even the most obvious home version is not easy to recommend. That is the trade-off in one sentence. The arcade version is the purest target, the NES version is the familiar home version, and neither gives most new players a simple legal way in. Before starting, set your expectations correctly. Double Dribble is early basketball. Do not come in expecting modern spacing, presentation, animation priority, or tactical depth. Come in expecting a compact sports game built around quick possessions, basic team selection, and simple settings that change the shape of a match without turning it into a deep simulation. The biggest adjustment is rhythm. You need to accept its older pace and its limited readability. It can still be enjoyable in short bursts, especially with someone else beside you, but it is not trying to solve the problems modern basketball games solve. You also do not need a walkthrough. This is not a root game. The useful help is basic, learn the controls, understand the game settings, and treat the first few matches as calibration. If the game feels stiff or thin, that is not a hidden skill wall. That is the age of the design showing. There is one nearby point worth clarifying. Arcade Archive's Super Basketball exists as a current official Konami arcade basketball reference point on Switch and PS4, but it is a different 1984 game. It may be useful if you want a legally accessible Konami arcade basketball curiosity, but it is not a replacement for Double Dribble. So the final call is simple. Play Double Dribble if you already have legal access, or if you are deliberately studying early basketball games. Otherwise, skip it. This one is more useful to place in history than to chase as your next sports game.